Thanks for tuning in, and today I want to talk about some new EDC knives. But before I do, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to help support my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'll link all these knives in the description below if you want to go check them out for yourself. Be on the lookout also for a new video upcoming this weekend where I'll talk about EDC for 2025. I just want to take my time with it and just kind of figure out what EDC items I want to carry on a daily basis. But for now, let's talk about these knives. So the first one I have is this one I just got in. This cost me $10 on Amazon, and it's very, very unique. There's some things going on with it that I have never seen before, including this lock, which is operated with this pivot right here. And so when you press that in, you can open and close the lock. It's got a half stop, and then if you press it again, you can close it all the way. It's got a bottle opener right here as well, and then you push the pivot in to open it. Now you can one-hand this, but because the pivot turns as you open and close it, it is a little bit difficult to press the pivot down and then also try to open it. So that's one disappointing thing, but I do really like the shape and design of this knife. I have no idea why the split ring is attached to the pivot like this when they could easily be attached to the end here, but it's got, for $10, G10 scales, really nice heft to it. I don't know what the steel of the blade is, but it's made by a company called, I don't know if you can see that, Quasi, Qwozze, obviously a Chinese company. The only thing I don't like about it is that there's a lot of blade play here. But the lock works really well, so I'm not really concerned that this is going to chomp down on my hand or fingers and cut me. So, but I wish there was a little less blade play there, but I think it's just because of how the knife works and the mechanism of opening and closing the knife, that's just the way it is. So I really like the Eagle's Talon blade shape. That's why I got it, part of the reason I got it. And also the size. I'm definitely going to be carrying this on my keychain or maybe in my small pouch and just testing it out and using it as I go into the year. So a really interesting and fun knife to add to my EDC collection. Next, I have the Oden Wolf W Mini. This is a great outdoor knife if you're into bushcrafting and things like that, excuse me. And it's got a D2 blade with a really nice Scandi grind. I've used this to baton little pieces of wood for kindling. You could either even use it to make a feather stick with it. It's got the Oden Wolf logo right here, which, again, I'm not really into, companies putting their logo or branding on the blade itself, but it's not too bad. I obviously got the black coated version, so it does stand out a little bit more. It's got a 2-inch blade with a 3.5-inch handle made of, almost feels like a rubber or silicone material, but feels really great in the hand. It's got a lanyard hole if you want to add that, but I don't think because of its size, you can still get 4 fingers on there, so I don't think you need a lanyard on there. And just a really great knife that feels good in the hand. It feels very secure. This isn't going to fall out of the handle. And a lot of people say this is very similar to the Mora knife, and I could see that. There's a lot of similarities there in terms of just the handle and the design. But I really like this knife, and I got this for right around $20, I believe, during a sale. They're normally $26, $27, or maybe even $30 actually. This one might be even in the $30 range. So I got a pretty good discount on this one, if I remember. And it comes with a sheath. This is not Kydex. I don't believe it's Kydex anyway. And it's got the Oden Wolf logo on the front as well. It keeps everything, very secure in there. And it has a little pocket clip, which is very nice. So, and lastly, it comes also with, because it is more for outdoor use, a little lanyard that has a ferro rod and a striker. And this striker has some really sharp teeth on it, so it works really well. I'm just going to demonstrate that real quick. Oops. Let's see, it throws some good sparks there. If I can get it just right, yep. So I'm really impressed that that comes included for $20. So a really nice knife in D2 with a really nice handle with all the accessories. Can't really beat that for $20 if you can find it on sale. Next is the X2 Now this one I do like, but have some problems with it in terms of the action. I'll just go over that right away here. Because of the size, it's sometimes hard to get my thumb in this little cutout here to open the knife. So I find that if you just flick the wrist a little bit, it's easier to open. Reverse flicking it actually, because my middle finger is a little bit smaller than my thumb, is a lot easier. So that works a lot better. It's got a liner lock right here that keeps everything in place, and very sturdy. There's no blade play at all. Maybe a little bit up and down, but not too much. It's got a nice pocket clip, which not the best pocket clip. It's a little bit loose. It's reversible. The screws are not sunken, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to get snagged on anything. And it's got micarta scales with the D2 blade. It's a nice, it looks like it's flat ground, so it's a very slicey. And you've got this, red accent around the pivots. So really nice looking knife. I love the size. It's got a 2.5-inch blade. And that's why I got it, because I really wanted a small EDC knife. I was looking at the Vosteed Mini Acorn, and I should have probably just purchased that when it was on sale. Normally $50. It was on sale for $35 during Black Friday, I believe. And so I really should have just gone ahead and just bitten the bullet on that one. But this one was on sale for $17. Normally it's $27, so it was a pretty good discount, and I wanted to try it. I do love the micarta and the D2. The only thing, like I said, is I wish there was just not more room for the thumb to get in there, so I didn't have to use my wrist as much. So, but other than that, it's a great little knife, great for EDC, and I just really like the size, and the micarta feels great in the hand. So that's the X-Took Seed. Now next is the Grow. This is the EF121, also in D2, and I just really I've been wanting a really nice heavy-duty fixed blade knife, and this really fits the bill for me. A really nice jimping on the top for a good grip, and the handle is very sturdy, very thick, very, very just feels hefty in the hand. I've used this to baton wood, and it did really well. It's got a nice swedge up at the top here as well. And got a slightly hollow ground blade, as you can see. So pretty slicey out of the box. And there isn't much to say other than it does come with a Kydex sheath. Pretty secure in there. The only thing I don't like about this is the clip. It's pretty bulky, and it doesn't really work that well. Well, it doesn't feel that great in terms of the components and everything. The switch up here, it just feels a little bit janky. But the sheath itself is actually good. So I could just put a paracord around there and wear it around my neck, or leash it to my bag or something like that. But like I said, this is a great knife. And again, this was only $20 as well. So I like budget knives that offer a great value. And Grow EF121 does just that. And I'm looking forward to trying this, especially when the weather gets warmer. It's been cold up here in the Northeast. But as it gets warmer and I'm able to get outside more, I'm definitely going to try this out and see how it performs. All right. And then lastly, I have the Icon. This is from Harbor Freight. That's the IK24. It's right there in D2 again. And there's a lot of good things happening with this knife. For $40, I actually had a 10% coupon right before the holidays, so that brought it down to $36. And I got the last one. So these sell out pretty quickly. So if you find one at your local Harbor Freight, I would say hop on it. Even for $40, it's a fantastic knife. The action is just so buttery smooth, just the sound it makes. Just great action. It's got a titanium pocket clip that's curved to just go along with the curved aesthetic of the handle. Some people say that it's part like a copy of the Todd Begg Mini Glimpse, and I can see there's a lot of similarities to that. But there are some differences in terms of size and probably weight as well. You got this really nice G10 scales with the carbon fiber. I believe this is real carbon fiber inlaid into the scales. Really nice, aggressive metal back spacer here. There's no jimping on the top. I don't think really this, because of the shape of the blade and the whole knife, you don't really need it. I feel very secure in gripping this knife. Got a nice finger choil here as well. But overall, just a really fantastic knife. You got a liner lock. The liner lock does stick up a little bit, so sometimes you can feel that if you're bearing down really hard on this knife, but not too bad. But yeah, definitely something worthy of EDC. I don't, for me, the weight is a little too heavy for EDC. That's the only thing about this knife. So I did have the CJRB Pyrite Light until I lost it. I don't know if it fell out of my pocket or if I misplaced it. If I had that knife, that would definitely be part of my 2025 EDC. I may replace it with the same one or maybe a different knife. We'll see. But for now, I'm just using this one until I can find one that's more suitable, a little bit more lightweight for EDC. So I highly recommend the Icon knife at Harbor Freight. And the fact that you can just walk in and just get this knife off the shelf is pretty amazing. So these are the new knives that I have gotten recently. I'd love to know, hear your thoughts. What knives do you recommend in this budget category? Are there other knives that you've tried that you think that you would recommend to me or my listeners? Please leave that in the comment section below. And until the next video, God bless.